Hi everybody, Steve Griffiths here, developer of the MTPredictor software program. In today's MTPredictor video, I'd like to look at how to gauge the large degree trend, and I'd like to look at the NQ from yesterday, which was the 21st of April. You can see we had a couple of trades setups, potential trade setups yesterday. We had a TS1 buy around lunchtime, and a bit later on we had a TS3 sell. So which ones of these should you have been taken? Well, in our old days we had our what we call our STF indicator, which was a trend indicator, but that's been replaced now by looking at the higher time frame charts. So for this we go to the 15-minute chart and now we place our DPs on the charts. These are quite easy. We place these on from prior pivot highs and lows. You can see back here, we'll just have a look in history. We place a DP on from here. You can see how that caught the high on the 19th of April. The market went down. There's the last previous low. There's the DP from there, and it caught the low on the 19th nicely. The market then rallied up into the 20th. Wasn't a clear trend direction apart from up into here, but then the 15-minute chart made a minor wiggle. So from this prior pivot high here, we placed the DP on, and it came up to the high of the day on the 20th. Then it started to decline. What happened then is we placed a DP from this prior pivot, and the market went through this in late trading on the 20th, and as such defined the large degree trend as down. So after we'd broken through this, made two consecutive closes through this, which we had definitely here, the large degree trend was down. Down into where? Well, the next pivot back from this point here, the next pivot back is this low here. Right mouse click, place the DP on. Remember, these are on the chart in advance. These are here before the market even gets there. They're leading indicators. So this would give you a level of where you anticipate the market to go, and that's exactly what it did. Obviously very horrible choppy day in between, but that's where it did with this large sharp decline later in the day. So we've determined that yesterday, 21st, the large degree trend should be down, and therefore you should be looking to taking sell setups. So in other words, you'd look to avoid this buy setup and take this TS3 sell setup here. So let's right mouse click over the red sell bar, place the analysis on. This gave us a number of contracts to trade to keep our initial risk small and under control, in this case less than 2% on a sample $20,000 account. Remember, you can set up lots of other different accounts if you wish, in different currencies as well. So if you say you've got a 50,000 euro account, it'll give you how many contracts to trade, and all your position sizing will be done in euros as well for you. Makes it easy if you're using different accounts compared to what the contract you're trading in is actually traded in, if you're with me. Let's go back to our default account, which is 20,000 US dollars on a 2% risk. So that would have come in here. Market went down to the first target. This is when we swap back to our STF and see whether it was what we call strong or not. In other words, whether the STF indicator had reached its grey strength band. And as you can see, as the market hit the target here, if we go down, it hadn't reached its grey strength band, which is this line here. Therefore, we determine the market as what we call as weak, in other words, trending sideways or consolidating sideways, and therefore we want to come out of the profit targets. In other words, we're not looking for the market to run further and therefore to extend our profit targets. So in other words, you'd come out of this first target here for a nice 4.7 hour profit. This is the great thing about using position sizing, because when the profits come through, they're much larger than the losses. In other words, they're not just big profits, they are larger in relation to the losses. In other words, they relate directly to each other. So this $1,600 profit was actually 4.7 times greater than the initial risk. So a very nice trade yesterday. If you guys find this a little bit confusing, what we're doing in our new NinjaTrader 8 add-ons, if I just bring these in to the picture here, is we have now a new DP trend indicator, which we're beta testing here at the moment. These haven't been released yet, but they will be soon. And as you can see, that would have been red throughout the most of yesterday. So red means down, so therefore you'd avoid this TS1 sell, and you would have taken TS1 buy, and you would have taken this TS1 sell. So it's a better indicator than our STF indicator because it works on our DP pivots. Therefore, it changes trend color a lot quicker. So in other words, you'd have still picked up that nice trade. Interesting enough, if I clear this all off, to see how the market was rallying up here to this high pivot just before the sharp decline just before the close. If I go back to our main pivot here where this TS3 is, and I'll right mouse click, place DP on, can you see where that high reversed? In other words, right at our decision point level. Just to show you how powerful that is, if I go to our training mode and come back to here, and now if I place this DP on, you can see how it would have been on the chart in advance. Notice that we do have setups arrive here, but this would not have been triggered, because if I go forward a bar and forward, can you see how it took the high out? In other words, where the stop was before the entry trigger. So in other words, that would not have been an executable trade. But notice how this level is on the chart in advance. It's there telling you that this is an area of where resistance is likely. In other words, if you are trading other strategies yourself, and I know some people do, they use the MTPredictor tools in conjunction with other techniques they use themselves, you want to be wary that this is an area where resistance might come in. So we see this, suddenly the market goes straight up into that level and then falls like a stone. I'll turn that off and look where it fell to. It fell back to our 15-minute DP, which we placed on the chart right at the beginning of the video. So this has been a good example of how to use our higher time frame charts, our DPs on our higher time frame charts, to gauge the large degree trend, and that gave us a nice TS3 sell there, avoiding the TS1 buy, and also to show you our NinjaTrader 8 add-ons that are going to be coming soon, in which we have our new DP trend indicator as well, and also going back to our DPs to show you how we had these. You can place these on the chart for support and resistance to give you areas where markets are likely to reverse, and as you see, that caught that high beautifully before the market reversed there. Remember, MTPredictor is not just a bunch of automatic setups, it's a toolkit. It has tools that allows you to predict areas of support and resistance in advance, and also control your position size and keep your initial risk small, and you can utilize these in your own trading outside our standard MTPredictor trade setups as you become more experienced as well. We do this because we know and understand that every trader is different, therefore we give you a set of tools to manage your trades and predict support and resistance levels yourself, as well as just automatic setups. So it helps you grow as a trader as you become more experienced.